Good afternoon, everybody. So pumped that it's Friday and the weekend is here, and we are here, and it is all good. I'm just making sure this is working okay, which I'm sure it will be. A little bit of refresh on the page, and we are good to go. Okay, so I had a conversation. I've had this conversation a few times over the last couple of weeks or months, I reckon, and it kind of comes about because I'm not empathetic enough. And Mark, you need to be a bit more empathetic. And I agree that sometimes I'm a bit too straight, black and white, no sugarcoating, and I get to the point pretty straight away. Not backwards, we're coming forwards, and I'll tell you like it is. And then I thought, if I wasn't me and I was empathetic, Mark, I'm like, what would that look like? Oh, I can't see your comments for some reason for those people that have just jumped on. I'll have to leave that screen up here so I can see. Hello, Jess. Hello. So it's like, what does empathetic Mark look like? And then the more I thought about it, the more I thought, okay, what would it look like? So someone would, in the comments, write down a comment to something that you would like me to empathize with, and I'll see how I respond. Let's play a game. So one of the comments that we get all the time is like, I've tried everything and it's just not working. Well, I'm just gonna fix my phone. I've tried everything and it's just not working. And I'm like, oh, okay, no worries. Look, I know it's tough when you try everything and sometimes you don't feel like you're getting anywhere. And it's okay, like, just try more. That's what empathetic Mark would say. Straight down the line, Mark would go, I'm jumping on your website and I've jumped on your social media and I see that the last time you did a post was 3 months ago and your links on your website don't work and it still looks like it's in test mode. That's kind of the reality. But empathetic Mark would be like, that's okay, like, just keep looking at your Instagram because it'll post itself. And then by thinking about it, your mind will kind of manifest some clients because you're processing and thinking about it, and then they'll contact you. Just give yourself some time. I'm not very good at this, am I? Let's do another one. I've just run a marketing campaign and it hasn't worked. Okay, no worries. Look, it's like running marketing campaign is tough. There's a lot of moving parts. So let's just go, it's one of those things where you might just not be reaching the target market. But look, you tried. You've done really well and you tried really hard and it's okay. Like, why don't just grab a coffee, glass of wine, and let's just sit back and let's just try again next week of some sort. That's empathetic, isn't it? That's a nice thing to say. If you're just watching this, I'm going to try empathetic Mark. So write something in the comments that you would like me to empathize with. Because then I go onto your social media and your websites and the email that I'm signed up with and realize that all of your links on your website, that social media, they're not working. Nothing's linked. And therefore, if nothing's linked, no one's going to be able to fill out a form. And if you can't fill out a form, you can't get a lead. And if you can't get leads, the campaign hasn't worked. And if the campaign hasn't worked, you just wasted your time. So empathetic Mark would be, just try harder. Next time, just spend a bit of time checking the links and have a look at it and see how you go. Or I would be like, your links don't work. Fix it. Before you go live in a campaign, make sure that your links are working so that if you're not getting links, you're not getting leads, you're not getting marketing, you're not getting people come through your door, there's generally a reason why. You need to jump on your website, jump on your social media, and you need to test everything. And before you go and do this stuff, why don't you send it to me so I can test it for you or send it to someone that can look at it for you? Is that empathetic? Is that helping at all? And Jess, your website's nearly ready to go. And Mel, who's watching this, your website's nearly ready to go. And I've told you both. Send me the link so I can see. So empathetic Mark would be like, what else was there? People just, I've tried and I've tried and I've tried and people just don't want to book me. And okay, no worries. Look, it's hard. This business is hard. No one said it was really easy, but hey, at least you're trying. I'm really glad that you're trying and you're putting yourself out there, and that yeah, just keep trying. I suck at empathy, don't I, Tanner? It's like it's oh, I can't do. I can empathize with you that it's tough, and I understand it's tough, and I understand that you have to work at it, and I understand it's frustrating when you do a campaign or you're working so hard and you're not getting anywhere. But at the same time, it's like if that doesn't work, try something else. So you've just run like it's so no one's booking you and it's tough. Okay. First thing that black and white Mark would do would be jump on your website, jump on your social media, go on every social media platform and ask the question, when was the last time you pounded the pavement and went out and got work? When was the last time you went to an industry night? When was the last time you did networking? When was the last time you scrolled through your phone and you looked at businesses and people that you know that you can set up a strategic alliance with? When was the last time you contacted your past clients to say, hey, how's life? What's going on? Is there anything that I can help you in your photography business? When was the last time you did all those things? Because that's what I would be asking. Tanner, I suck at this empathy, Mark. I suck at this whole I'm not okay and you're not okay and let's hug it out to be okay. And I understand that people need that and people need those friends to get around you to say that's okay, and it is okay. Like, it's going to be okay. I went through probably this time last week. You saw my post about the little character from Inside Out, the anxiety character, when you're running around in circles and you're just running around in circles and you're doing nothing because you're running around in circles. Like, I get that. I get there's stages for that. But it's like, I have people that I can turn to, like some of our closest friends, and go, I'm not okay, I'm not handling this very well, right? But I wouldn't expect it from a professional photography business network and a professional photography coach. Yes, we can empathize with you to go, hey, things are getting quite tough, but then Tanner will jump on the comments and go, yes. Oh, here we go. So she just wrote, yes, it is tough, but I reckon working any other job is tougher creatively, mentally, time duration, and away from your family. It is tough. And you've got to choose your hard. And no one said this is going to be easy. And people said it's hard. And no one says they're going to throw thousands of dollars at you. But I tell you what, when you get this photography business all sorted and wrapped up in a little ball, when you've done the proper processes with the proper system, with the proper marketing, with the proper community, you're checking your work, you're making sure that things are okay, your iron sharpens iron, you're connecting with people, you're making sure that you're following the right paths and hearing the right information and the right purpose for you and your business. We have got one of the greatest businesses and careers that you can have. Creatively, freedom, and a lot of money for those people that are doing it correctly. And you might go, well, I'm not there yet, but you can be. It takes time. You know, the first year of business that I had, I turned over $168,000 in my first year. My second year was about $250,000, and then for 4 years after that, it was anywhere between $300,000 and $700,000. Was it easy? No, it was not. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Like, did it give me the freedom to do lots of different things? Absolutely, I did. But I have an amazing community of photography friends around me that supported every step of the way. And before I did any marketing or campaign or process or anything that was going to be big or life-changing, moving to studios, I chatted to people that were in my inner circle space to go, hey, and people have heard me say this before, is this a good idea or a dumb idea? Is there anything else that I can do to make it better? What do you think? Before I do this, should I do that? And sometimes you just need that motivation and those people around you to go, Mark, that's a dumb idea. Don't do that because of these reasons. Or that's a great idea. Follow it. Just tweak these areas. I guess me being me, I'm a problem solver and seeing things from the bigger picture and really making sure that from a business point of view, it's called the Professional Photography Business Network. Unfortunately, it's not the stand around, hold hands and sing Kumbaya network. and hopefully that you manifest some clients that come out of fresh air because you were thinking good thoughts. That can really help, and it's really important to get your mindset in order, but it's also really important to be super practical and to get the work done. And if you want to get the work done, you've got to actually put the steps in to get the work done and do the work and process, because otherwise you can sit down at your table and look for clients under a book or under the desk that you're looking for clients. They're not going to come to you. You seriously need to go old school and pound the pavement, because that is the way forward. So I'm sorry that I'm not empathetic, Mark. I'm sorry that I don't sit there and pat your back and tell you that everything's going to be okay, because most of the time I can say that things are going to be okay, but things are going to be okay and then we add to it. Let's look at doing this. Things are tough. I get it, that it's hard. Why don't you try this instead? It doesn't work in my small town. I know that you are feeling it doesn't work in your small town. Let me connect with other photographers that are in the same small town in a different part of Australia or around the world, and let you guys have a conversation about how it works for one but doesn't work for another. On that note, my son got a formal detention yesterday because he didn't turn up to the soccer where he was supposed to be at 1:15. He thought it was 1:30, and he got a formal detention because it was 15 minutes late. And he was like, I didn't know. And I'm like, how did the other 25 boys know that you had to be there at 1:15 and you didn't know? I don't know. No. Like, how did they all know and you didn't know? I don't know. There's consequences to your actions. And if you don't know, ask people that know. Ask people that have been here before. I did a poll yesterday about, are you starting out, a beginner, intermediate, advanced? Like, where are you at in your business? This group, hey Lucy, is surrounded by amazing photographers that have been there and done that before. And then there's a whole lot of people starting out being new. Talking about new photographers, sorry, I'm going on a tangent now. Here's my non-empathetic. Okay, here's my empathetic mark. My empathetic mark is, as a new photographer, just take your time. You'll learn it over time. It might take you 1 week. It could take you 1 month, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years. In 5 years, maybe 10 years time, you'll finally get there. Just work it out for yourself and you'll figure out. You'll figure it out, you know. Just keep trying, just keep pushing. Why wait 1 to 5 to 10 years to figure this shit out when it's already been done before? We are not reinventing the wheel, people. The photography industry, the principles have been the same for the last 20, 30 years. What I'm doing today is the same thing I did when I started 20 years ago. The principles are the same, the methods are different. Learn the principles, you can change the methods to anything. And to all those new people listening to me that really wind me up when they go, business is hard, I can't get work, I'm just starting out, can you check out my work, or whatever, and I reach out to them, or people post, or people go, join PBBN, you've got all your information in there, and they do not. I go, join up to the boot camp, the business boot camp. It was 4 days, 4 days, an hour a day for 4 days of solid, good, quality information, completely for free, accessible on the PBBN website, and they still don't do it. And it's like, what do you need? A freaking silver platter? Like, seriously, like, get off your freaking ass and do the work. It's not going to come to you on a silver platter. Don't take the too hard basket. You can see that empathy, Mark, does not work with me at the moment. On a Friday, I feel like I'm fired up because there's too many people looking for the easy way out, and it's not easy. I'm a millennial. I mix between the analog and the digital. My parents had to walk in snow for 2 hours to get to and from school, where my kids complain because they have to walk to school and it's 200 meters away and they want me to drive them. And then when I get to the cafe, they want a hot chockey. Seriously, suck it up. Do the work. This was supposed to be empathetic. It's clearly not working. It's not working. Oh, I didn't mean to just switch. I'm not even switching. This is my normal me. But seriously, like as a new photographer starting this out in 2024, 23, 25, it is competition. It is hard. There are things to do. But seriously, just get your head out of your own freaking cloud and get to do some work. And if you don't know what you're doing, ask someone that does know. Hello, I'm here to help. And if you don't want to ask me, I can put you on to 30 other photographers like Tanner who will tell you how it is and be what's the word we used before, Tanner? Nothing will stand in her way. Tenacity to fight for your business. Unapologetic about fighting for what you're passionate about and fighting for your life. Because at the end of the day, it's you that's responsible for your family and your kids, the car you drive, the food you have on the table, your holidays. And if you're not going to do the work, you're just doing an expensive hobby. And I suggest that you either make a choice, go get a real job, or make this photography business work. And if you don't want to do the work, I suggest you go get a job that pays whatever amount of money, 9 to 5, because you don't have to think and process. But if you want to be a photographer and you want to make it in this industry, you need to understand that this is business. It is up and down and around in circle. You try one thing last week that worked, and this week it won't. You try the same campaign you did last Mother's Day, and this Mother's Day it didn't work. But it doesn't mean that you give up and you fall over and you cry, poor me, and this business is hard. Yes, I will empathize with you. No one said it's going to be easy. But I tell you what, once you get it together, and you're gonna go through peaks and troughs over the years, it might, like over 10, 20 years, you've got all these different things that you're dealing with. You had the GFC, you had interest rates, you've had COVID, and now you've got a financial crisis again and all. Like, it changes. But I can't be empathetic by saying, patting you on the back and going, there, it's going to be just fine. Do you know what? It's not going to just fine. There. Just keep trying. Don't just keep trying. Don't do the same thing that you did for the last 2 weeks, because you did nothing. You need to do something different. Don't just keep trying. Trying what? Do another post? Do another reel? Do another story? Try something different. There's hundreds of marketing ideas. There's different strategies that you can do. You just need to try different things. And if it didn't work this time, it'll work in a different process. Principles are the same. The methods are different. I'm now losing people. I've lost like 20 people. I had a heap of people and now I've lost them. Oh, I'm sorry for just saying how it is. It's harder than, Kelly, it's harder than having an asshole boss that you have to put up with every day. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of talk at the moment about millennials and Gen Z and the different headspaces and the boomers, and it's just the different mindset of people and the entitlement that comes with it. But I tell you what, there's something about, I think about the millennial space. I love it. Some reel said, minerals. You minerals are so hard on us. Oh, I'm sorry, Gen Z. Did you have to do something? It's like telling my son to empty the dishwasher. Oh, it's the 4th time I've done it this week. It's like, really? Seriously? Where was I going with that? We have seen our parents work really, 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 really hard. Most of them were from overseas and traveled to Australia for a better life. We've been in the analog age, we've moved into the digital age, and we see a bunch of weak, non-strong-minded business people come in, and all it does is a little piece of wind and they fall over. Where's some resilience? Like, where's the resilience in people these days? We did a whole webinar. We've done heaps of webinars on resilience and mindset and tenacity and fight and being unapologetic. All these different things. And I can't be empathetic all the time. I understand that things are shit when you do a campaign and no one gets it. Very simple example. I hear you. I thought PBBN, all the other subscriptions to everything on the phone, everything on different programs and apps have a trial period. So I was like, yay, I can activate a trial period for PBBN. I'm going to give people 7 days of free access to 76 interviews from photographers all around the world. I'm going to give you access to 27 masterclasses that is going to give you so many marketing strategies. It should create hundreds of leads if you implement it within a couple days' time. It's not that hard. And then I'm going to give you a toolkit of templates, of workbooks, and access to it for free for 7 days. In the comments, guess how many people took me up on my offer to get free access to all of this information? And then I promise I'm going to go because I got to pick up the kids. Just guess. Guess how many of the 5,500 people on this page, the 3,000 plus people I've got on my email list who took up the offer. Callie, 1. Tanner, 1. Mike, 10. What else we got? 0, Jess. 5. I was that one. Yes, Lucy, you are 1, so you know one of the answer. Lucy, there was 2 people. You and someone else. 2 people. Like, how much of a silver platter do we really need? Like, seriously, how much of a silver platter do we really need? I can't empathize with people, and going back to the point of all of this, I can't empathize with you saying it's so hard and it's so tough and it's so much work when 99% of people do nothing to actually move forward in it. Yes, there's a whole lot of people who do the work, and I work with you all the time. Callie, you are one of the hardest workers that I know, that you constantly are trying new things, and I always write back to your messages. Might be short and sharp, but I always write back. There's endurance people that I'm working with, and new business processes and things, but it doesn't, how do you, what do you do if you fall off a bike? You just get back up again. Like, you just go again. Like, you try something new. I can't be empathetic, Mark. I'm sorry to this entire community. And maybe this is why Kylie and I were such a good partnership, because she was the empathetic one and I was just play it straight down the line saying that's inappropriate things continuously. I can empathize with you for the first 10 seconds because I understand how it feels. I've been there before and I understand. But this is the difference from a good coach as part of the International Coaching Federation that I'm a part of. A good coach doesn't go, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Everything's going to be okay." A good coach would be, or someone who's in leadership of any sort would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. It's frustrating when you try all these things and it doesn't work. Okay, let's look at what you've done and let's look at what we can improve on next time. Let me help you. Let's go through it step by step." That is what I'm here for. I can't just empathize. And I feel like I've lost half of the room. But that's okay. I'm not for everyone. Have a good day, guys. Peace out.